You actually can lick inside your skull. Op just made a few thousand Redditors consciously lick the inside of their mouth. If you have a semi-willing participant, you could lick the inside of someone else's skull too. Win-win. True that. Your hard palate is made up of two bones of your skull face, maxilla and palatine bone. If you count licking the tissues covering the bones, you can feel your mandible through your gums too if you count that as part of the skull. Wow, that's a pretty impressive feat. I'm definitely not brave enough to try it, but I'm sure glad that you can. If you discount the fact you can't actually lick the bone, just flesh connected to it, you could also say you can lick your metatarsals. I don't know. I assume you mean the top of your mouth, but that really more the underside of your skull. Like if you found a skull with no mandible, which is a completely sporate bone, you'd still consider it a skull. Sorry. I think you are wrong. Well, no, because your facial bones, including the hard palate, isn't actually inside your skull. It's below your skull, if anything. You think that's cool? You can also lick the inside of someone else's skull. Your mouth is not in your skull. Your skull is where your brain is. There are designated holes in your skull to connect your brain to your outer body. Also, your teeth are not part of your skull. They have completely different structure as your bones. In France, they lick the insides of each other's skulls when they kiss. The skull is your frontal, two parietal bones, two temporal bones, ethmoid, and occipital bone. The mandible is not a skull bone. Zany face. Does skull include mandible? If no, then you're licking the underside. I don't care if you are technically correct. I will not accept this. Go stand in the corner and think about your crimes. For a very loose definition of inside, for example, the food you ingest never goes inside your body. It's always on the outside. You can't exactly lick your skull though, teeth are separate. I paused for just a moment, and then I proceeded to lick the inside of my mouth. BC of this post.